It's all about reaching balance when you're doing 2 exercises spaced over a minute. And we start off with a combination of 2. And you do 50 seconds of the first exercise and then 10 seconds switch to number 2 on the last 10 seconds of each minute on round 1. And then we increase that. Round 2, you do 40-20. Round 3, you split the minute in half. Round 4, just 20 seconds on number 1. And then round 5, just 10 seconds on number 1, 50 seconds on number 2. So then you reach equilibrium. For that, you'll need a kettlebell, I think, for one of the exercises, or 2, and some light hand weights for 1. There's a lot of calisthenic element as well, a lot of body weight stuff. So, let's get warmed up, and then I'll go into more detail. Right, okay, just chuck in the spot first then. Right. equilibrium. You're working to 1 minute with 20 seconds rest throughout, more or less. We've got 6 combinations for 6 minutes, 2 exercises. The idea is you want as seamless a switch as possible. Okay, so you can more or less continuously working. So, like I said before, it's split between 2 exercises. Round 1, we go work on each minute. Minute 1, 50 seconds on exercise 1. Just 10 seconds, switch to exercise 2. 20 seconds rest, and the next combination. 50 seconds on the first exercise, 10 seconds on the second. Same all the way through. Okay, then you go back to the start, and we switch the timings to 40, 20. So we switch for the last 20. So exercise 2, you do a little bit more of. Exercise 1, you do a little bit less of. Round 3, you're splitting the minutes directly in half, 30, 30. Round 4 is just 20 on the first one. And then the last round, you're in the inverse position. Just 10 seconds on that first one, 50 seconds on the second. So some of them might get easier, some of them might get harder, depending on the exercise and what you find difficult. So let me show you each combination now. So combination 1, minute 1. Swings and shoulder to shoulder press. So kettlebell swings, no frills, irregular, through the thigh triangle. Yeah? There. Using the glutes and the hips to pride it up. So for the first time we do it, we'll be doing 50 seconds. It's quite a long time, 50 seconds of swings. Then when you hear that little tick tick, I'll tell you to switch. And then you're just going to switch down to shoulder press. You're going to get the kettlebell up here. See how the handle's there resting on my shoulder. Okay, then you're going to press it above your head. Tap that shoulder. Tap that shoulder. Tap that shoulder. Okay? It's nice if you can just use the same weight and just whip it up. If you need to switch to a lighter weight, then that's fine. Okay? Right, let me get 20 seconds rest. Combination 2 is body weight. And you're doing walkouts, press ups, and then switching to squat thrust. So, exercise 1, walk out with your hands, push up, walk back. And then when we switch, you switch into squat thrust. Okay, which is knees in and out. Okay? That gets quite tough actually. Squat thrust, simple, but 50 seconds of them. When you get to that last round, nasty. Okay. Combination 3. Lunge from iso squat. Yeah, these are all coming back to me now. So, iso squats, at least you want is knees bent. Okay, ideally, you get right into that isometric squat position. Okay, then you're going to just drop that knee, and then back, drop that knee, back. Okay, so even if you're just doing a half iso squat, okay, down, keep the knees bent so you've got constant tension on your legs. Then you switch it to bunny hop press up, down to the floor. So if you're going to do a press up, just take both feet to this one side. You can still do it on your knees. Press up and throw your legs over. Press up, throw your legs over. Even. Okay, so you're just coming at that angle. For that split second when you throw your legs over, you're taking your whole body weight and your upper body. It's quite tough again. Surprising some of these. Okay. Next combo. Burpees with the double tuck. Switching to burpee with the double press. Okay, so it's all burpees, I'm afraid, for this minute. You're just doing a little variation of 2. So, burpee with 2 jumps. Okay, whether you can do jacks if you want to, 2 jacks, or just 2 half tucks will do. Okay, and then when the switching point comes, you just switch in to a double push at the bottom instead. So it's down, 1, 2, up, down, 1, 2. Okay, last 2 combinations. Combination 5, squat to 6, strike. So you're going to come down. There's another isometric hold. There's a lot of legs. You'll notice the first half is a lot more legs, and then the second half transitions over to a lot more upper body. Okay, anyway, so down, dumbbells are there. You're going to hold that, and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, back up. Okay? And then you're switching exercise pro fly. So you're going to hinge, knees out, yeah? That, engage with the brace, your glutes, hips back, chest down, and then that's your second exercise. Okay, and our last one is all about the abs. Number 1, the first bit is sit-ups. Okay, and then you're holding your hollow body hold. Okay, legs just off the floor. Remember, this sequence for your hollow body. Lift and squeeze. Then squeeze your bum cheeks, yeah? Squeeze your glutes. Then finally lift your feet. Okay? Following that sequence will put you in the perfect. Yeah? Lift and squeeze. Squeeze your glutes. Lift your legs. Okay? Right. Obviously, I'm going to remind you to I'll be doing with you. So you're going to see me doing. So it's a minute work. 20 seconds rest, and that minute is split between those 2 exercises that I've shown you. Right. There's no finisher today. It is what it is. It takes us right to the end. Okay, no finisher required. You finish it like your last round. So, combination 1 then, swings and shoulders to shoulder. Switching in that last 10 seconds. Okay, so, everybody ready then? Just set that timer. Listen for that bell if you need to. Right, here we go then. Are you ready? Round 1, number 1. verb in a double press. seconds on exercise 1, and then we're switching to number 2. Okay, you ready? Back to the swings, shoulder to shoulder. Ready?
'Cause
minutes. Tomorrow, who's up for tomorrow? You're up for it, aren't you? Get it on in the break room.
I'll get myself in there.
Nice tin of biscuits, ready. Okay, right, it's the descent tomorrow. Come on, turn up. It's right up there. Possibly number one. So, hopefully see you for that. Well done everybody, hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to find out. All you need is a kettlebell to have weight. See you in 2 minutes. Stretch and mobility. Or you can join in tomorrow, 9:30. Okay, see you later.